Excellent. All right. Welcome to Tuesday evening total body class Quaran-Tone. So you're going to need a kind of heavy bag with a handle. I'm using a knapsack and it's filled with books, about 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds. Something on weighted, like I don't have weights, so I'm using 1.5 liter bottles of water. You want something a little lighter, soup cans. So if you do have hand weights, like 3 and 5 pounds, those are good options. We're going to start with a warm up and move on into a whole bunch of fun stuff. All right, so we're going to start just by lifting the arms up, gaze up at the thumbs, and exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, lift the arms out and up, and exhale, bring it back down. And one more time, inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, I want you to reach from your waist from side to side. Good, breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Let's bring the hands together and push forward, round through the spine, lift up and release back. All right, then from here, we're going to start with a simple, easy shoulder warm up with hands. We're going to tap the heel forward as we push forward from the chest. Good. We'll just do about 10 of those. 10, 9, 8, just to warm up the shoulders mainly. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to pull. Pull as we tap the toes back behind us. Good, same thing, just to get warmed up. We've got some other things to do that are definitely gonna get our heart rate up. Just wanna get that heart rate beginning to get ready, and then we're gonna get into some kettlebell swings and some squats and stuff like that. Awesome, great. Okay, then from here, we're gonna lift the knees up as we lift the hands. So high knees, if you wanna go faster, you can definitely do a run. I never look good doing that, so I'm just gonna keep going like this. And pushing the hands up towards the ceiling as we lift the knees. Good. So as we lift those arms, you're going to start feeling a little bit more cardio intensity. Excellent. Make sure you're breathing. Open up that jaw. Let a little stress out. Good. All right. Then we're going to do a little tap to the heel. Opposite heel. I want you to really work on pulling your heel up towards you. So starting to work those lower abs. Keep lifting those arms up as high as you can. Great. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. All right, then we're going to take it back. Sort of a similar thing, reaching back for the heel. Keep those arms lifting up high as you reach for that heel. Great, keep going. Just move this out of the way. Beautiful. All right, then from here, we're going to do a little mini squat. So feet about hips distance, maybe slightly wider, toes slightly turned out. We're going to sit back a little and lift up. Sit back, lift up. Sit back, lift up. Couple more. Great. Then we're going to reach and lift. Reach and lift. Reach and lift. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to bring the feet together and bring the hands to the collarbones. We're going to open out, bring it back, open to the other side, bring it back. And we keep going. This is a variation of a jumping jack. So especially if you have a shoulder injury, this is a great way to do a jumping jack. But if you like jumping jacks, you're certainly welcome to do jumping jacks. Good. A few more. Once again, just getting that heart rate going. Good. Then one of my favorites, we're going to bring the right foot forward and the left foot back. We're going to bring the left hand forward. Now, I'm going to bring the left knee forward as I pull my left arm down, right arm forward, and then switch. Okay, so left hand comes down as you bring the knee forward, and we keep going. Now, if you want to, you can also add a little hop at the end here. Always good to add a little bit of a jump. Good. Excellent. Great. Now, switch to the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back. Right toes are to the floor. We have that right arm lifted. We're going to pull that right knee in as we pull the right arm down. And we keep going. If you added the jump on the other side, add the jump on this side. Great. Beautiful. All right, move things out of the way of your workspace and bring your feet to the end of your mat. You're going to start to walk your hands out, and you can either, let's start in a table position. You're going to take your right foot outside your right hand, lift that right arm up, bring it down, step back. Left foot forward, left hand up, bring it back. All right, now you can stay here from table, or if you're ready to, you can come into plank, bring that foot forward, lift up, back down, step back. Other side, up, down, step back, and keep going. One more each side. Beautiful. Come back into your plank, and we're going to sit back into a down dog, pike, walk your hands and feet back towards each other, and slowly roll up. Beautiful. We're going to do one more thing, skaters. We're going to step to the side, bring the other foot behind us, step to the other side, and keep alternating side to side. Now, from here, if you want to, you can add opposite hand to touch knee. Keep the chest lifted, maybe opposite hand to touch foot. Good. Beautiful. All right. We're going to start with kettlebell swings. We're going to do 30 seconds of kettlebell swings. It's average about 15 swings, and then we're going to move on to squats from there. So grab your kettlebell. Hopefully, I've wrapped mine with with a yoga strap to keep it kind of compact. All right, so we're going to stand with our feet about shoulder distance apart, slightly turned out. We're going to bow forward and lift up. Now, when you lift up, you want to lift up about shoulder height. Lengthen spine. So it's a little bit like a deadlift in that you're hinging at the hip. Yes, your knees bend a little bit more than you would in a deadlift, but your chest is still lifted. Good, because it's not really a squat. You're reaching your seat back, and your shoulders are kind of over your toes. Beautiful. Make sure that your kettlebell isn't hanging like that, because then that means you're using your arms instead of using the back line, your posterior chain. Good. And if any of you know me, you know I can't count and talk at the same time. So let's say that was 15. All right, so we're going to grab our kettlebell, and we're going to do some squats from there. How deep you do your squats is really up to you. I kind of do medium when I'm not using some kind of a assistance like a TRX. All right, so we're going to sit back and lift up for 12. 11, track your toes over track your knees over your second toes, seat back. Once again, chest lifted. We're zipping up the midline pretty much the whole time on the ascent and descent. I think we have 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's take that kettlebell and move it to the side. Come to the end of your workspace and start to walk your hands down. We're going to come back into a table. And from here, what I'd like you to do is take your right foot back, spin your right heel down, kickstand your left foot out to the side, and bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder, lift your right arm up. All right, we're going to flex that right foot and lift and lower that right leg, up and down. 8, 7, lean back against, as if you were leaning against a wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold that leg lifted. We're going to pulse it up. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Switch to the other side. Take that left leg back. Spin that left heel down. Kickstand your right foot out to the side. Lift your left arm up. Imagine you're leaning back against a wall. Flex that foot, and 8. Slow and steady here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it lifted, pulse it higher, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down. Okay, let's bring our forearms to the floor. So elbows come underneath the shoulders. Clasp your hands together and press that fist down into the floor. So you're really distributing your weight evenly. Then come into your plank, feet together. Take your right foot out, bring it back, left foot out, bring it back, jump both out, jump both back in, and keep going. Out, both in. Out, both out, in. If that is too much for you, you want to take it down a little bit, just keep alternating right side to left side is totally fine. That extra little jump is just for fun if you want to. Good, keep going. Out, double out, in, out, double out, in, out, double out, in. Good. Let's do 2 more. Good. All right, take a little break. Reach back into a child's pose. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to come into a table position now. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Grab your heavier weight from here. We're going to do a fly, just on one side. So let's start from the right side, just to be even here. Take your weight out to the side on the floor. So your left hand is underneath your left shoulder, and your right hand is reaching out. You're holding that weight, and I want you to get a sense of squeezing a ball or block between your thighs. So you're really fired up through your core. We're going to lift up just about shoulder height and lower down without touching the floor. Ready? 12 times. Go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Try to keep the spine straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and release. Switch to the other side. Ready? Going to be the left side now. Right hand is underneath the right shoulder. Once again, hips are right over those knees. We're going to lift and lower. Ready? Here we go. Up just about shoulder height. Lower almost to the floor. Up and down. Good. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, pretty easy so far, yeah? Take a quick break, shake your arms out, do a little movement at the wrists. We're gonna come into plank now for a renegade row. All right, so we're gonna bring the feet wide, big toes out wide, hands in a little bit. Grab one weight with your right hand and lift up to your shoulder, up and down. Trying to go for 12. Don't have to go too slow. If you find that you're getting a little too much, then go ahead and come back into your table. That's totally fine too. All right, let's do 6 more. 6, 5, watch your hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Other side. Ready? Here we go. Wide feet, hands in, and go. 8. Nope, 12, right? 12, 11, 10, 9. Watch those hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Woo! Take a break, have a sip of water. It's always harder to do this and talk at the same time. Okay, from here, we just did a back fly. That's what that's called before. Then we did the renegade row. So now we're gonna come to lie down on the mat, facing up, and have your weights. So whatever you have, 3, 5, something kind of heavy. You can probably go fairly heavy here. The movement here is like a reverse bear hug. So if you've ever known somebody who's really a big person, like a big barrel-chested person, and you give them a hug, you have to round your arms, right? So we're gonna start with hands facing up with our weights, arms are straight. We're setting up into a bridge position, so ankles underneath the knees, and we're gonna lift those hips up. Now, As you inhale, I want you to open your arms out wide into a big circle as you lower your hips to the floor. Your elbows touch the floor, but your weights are still facing the ceiling. Then, as you exhale, you're gonna push your arms up in a circle till they straighten and lift your hips. And that's the movement, okay? So we're gonna open out as we inhale, exhale to push up. Inhale, exhale. Great, let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold it here for a second, then bring the weights into the center of your chest, lower your hips down, roll those weights to the side so you don't feel like you're going to strain your shoulders. And then we're gonna come on up, back into table. Okay, we're gonna work for a second on push-ups. We're not actually gonna do a push-up just yet, but what I'd like you to do is with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, I want you to let your head sink down, let your shoulder blades push up, and then I want you to push the floor away and lengthen at the neck. And I want you to get a sense of the difference between the two, retraction and protraction. Now, when we do a push-up, we want to be in a protracted state. So if you look at my shoulder blades at the moment, you'll see that there's a pretty smooth surface here. I'm not winging here. My shoulder blades are not popping out of my back, which is what I'm demonstrating right now. That's not a good thing because it pulls the muscle and ligaments and tendons away from your rib cage. It's just not good. And it's also not stable, so it's not going to give you a good place to do a push-up. All right, so from here, we're going to push the floor away, and without moving any other part of your body, I just want you to practice bending your elbows just a tiny bit. And bend your elbows in the direction of your legs. Don't need you to bend them very far, just a little bit. But try to do this without letting your bones of your shoulder blades poke up. Remember, we're still protracted. So we're just gonna bend those elbows a little tiny bit and try to keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine, so not hanging down. All right, so say to yourself, elbows bend. Only elbows bend. Okay, now we're gonna come up through a pike down dog and walk the hands and feet back towards each other and roll up. Okay, we're gonna move on to our second round of kettlebell swings, another 30 seconds. Ready? And here we go. Get low and then lift up eye height. Good. You can exhale forcefully at that top of the swing. Remember, we're bowing forward, hinging at the hip, knees bend a little bit, shoulders come over the toes. Good. So I'm guessing about 15 swings for 30 seconds, give or take, maybe 16 or 17. And of course, I'm not counting. Let's do another 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Okay, we're gonna grab that knapsack, whatever you're using for your kettlebell. Maybe you're lucky enough to have a kettlebell in your house. We're gonna come to stand. Then I'd like you to take your right foot out to the side, bend your right knee, reach your seat back as you come into a side lunge. Out again to the right and back. We're gonna do that, let's say 6 more times. Ready? 6 and 5. Try to bring the knee to track over your second toe. Seat goes back. We try not to bow too far forward. Trying to keep the chest lifted. Good. 2 more. 1 and 2. Beautiful. Let's switch to the other side. So taking it out, bend that knee over the second toe, and we come back. Over. Good. All right. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. All right, let's move that kettlebell, quote unquote, off to the side. And we're going to come back to our plank jacks. So once again, you can be on your forearms or your hands, your choice. We roll down and walk it out. Good. So from hands or forearms, I'm going to do them on the hands this time. Feet together, out, out, both in. Out, out, both in, or just keep alternating side to side. If you're on your hands, make sure you're pressing into all your fingers evenly. Make sure your elbows are kind of locked out. Good. Good. Great. Last one, and bring it down. Okay, once again, from table, we're gonna do our side plank. So step the right foot back, spin the right heel down, kickstand the left foot out to the side, bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder, lift your right arm up. Okay, this time we're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna reach to the right toes, reach to the right toes, reach to the right toes. Good, all right, so 9, 8, 7, all obliques here, 8, nope, 5, 4, 3, 2, see my brain has been deprived of oxygen, I can't think. Good, all right, take it to the other side, ready? Left foot goes back, spin that heel down, kickstand that right foot, right hand comes underneath, lifting up, all right, and we bring it in for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. So good. All right. Take a moment just to move the wrist around. Great. Okay, we're going to come back to our flies. So let's keep the flies for today from table, all right? We'll take the right hand out to the side holding the weight. Left hand is underneath the left shoulder, knees underneath the hips. Fire up those pelvic floor muscles as you imagine you're squeezing a ball between the thigh. Neck is long. We lift up about shoulder height and lower. 12, 11. Try not to touch the floor when you come down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it down, switch to the other side. Right hand underneath the right shoulder, left arm out to the side. We start with that weight on the floor. Zip up from the midline. We lift up for 12. Lower almost to the floor. Keep going. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Renegade rows now. So if you don't want to just do the row without the renegade, then you're going to be in table. If you want to do the renegade piece, then bring your feet out wide in your plank and bring your left hand a little bit more underneath. And then from here, we bring it up to the shoulder. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, neck is long, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, other side. I'll demonstrate the other variation without the renegade part, just the row part. Here we go, 12, 11, 10. We're still keeping the body really straight and contracted, right? So neck is long, part of the spine. Keep going, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring it down. All right, we're gonna go back to those bear hugs with our bridge. All right, and I'm calling it a bear hug just because that's the shape of it, but it's called a front fly. So we're flying. Ankles underneath knees, hips feet about 2 fist distance apart. Start with the hands reaching up towards the ceiling. We're gonna lift the hips up. Now, inhale, open your bear hug, reverse it, lower hips down. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale out and exhale up. Great, let's keep going. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bring it all down. Roll those weights to the side. Let's do one more round. Ready? We're going to come on up through our Let's talk about push-ups again just for a second here. All right, so we did them before from this table position. Bring yourself, if you have, because you don't need to be watching me, so you can just walk yourself into your pike, lift up, and bring yourself close to a wall. Bring your hands up to the wall, shoulder height, shoulder distance apart. Now I want you to push the wall away as you lock out your arms. Okay, so now your eyes are kind of like right about maybe 4 inches above where your first 2 fingers point to. We're going to keep our eyes forward. Maybe turn the fingertips out just a tiny bit so that the inside of your elbows are pointing more up. Now, remember, you're going to think to yourself, just bend your elbows. Remember, we want to protract the shoulder blades. We're going to bring those elbows towards the wall as we keep our neck long and push away. Now, if your elbows are going out in this position with your hands, not crazy about that for your wrist. As you bend your elbows towards the wall, you'll see that your wrist is actually just moving in a very natural way. You're not moving anything except your elbows. As you bend your elbows, you're just bringing your nose closer to the wall. Okay, so these ones are pretty easy. I'd rather you do fewer, right, but make them perfect. So in a lot of classes, we teach like lots and lots of push-ups, but they're really not done super well. And then you have shoulder injuries. Okay, we have one more round of kettlebell swing. So let's get that done. 30 seconds. Here we go. We're shooting for 17. Ready? Here we go. Up. Zip up through the midline. You're really squeezing those glutes as you lift up. If you notice, I am not taking my hips past my range of motion. I'm making my glutes work harder to keep my hips right just in a neutral place when I come back up. Good. All right, as you know, I don't count or I lose count. Let's be real. Keeping that eye height. Good. Let's do another 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. So we're going to grab our kettlebell and we're going to do 6 squats in the front and then 6 to the side, 6 to the other side. Ready? Here we go. Down to lift up. Feet can be turned out just a tiny bit. Watch your knees that they're not caving in and they're not bowing out either. Chest is lifted. So we're not bowing to meet the Japanese Prime Minister. We're just keeping a pretty straight spine here. Good. Ready? Right side, feet together. Right side, right knee bends. Send your seat back. Come back. That's 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Other side, feet together, and then left foot out. 1. Together, out again. 2. Together. 3. Last 2. And there we go. Beautiful. Move your kettlebell off to the side. Great. Once again, we're going to walk out into our plank jacks. Your choice, forearms or hands. Walk out into plank. Okay, feet together. We start there, then out, out, both in. Out, both in. Keep going. Or just alternate, right? That's fine. Just want to work on keeping core engaged the whole time. Watch your hips, that they're not sagging or lifting up. Okay, and keep going. Shoulders over wrists. So this is where you start practicing your push-up. Good. All right, take a break. Move those hands around a little bit. Good. We're going to come to our front fly. So once again, let's do it from our table position. Just to take a little bit of a break. You can do it from plank if you're ready. Right arm out to the side, and then we lift and lower. Just about shoulder height. Go. 12. Don't touch the floor. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Other side. Right hand underneath the shoulder, knees underneath the hips, left arm out to the side, and then we lift and lower shoulder height. Go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Renegade rows, your choice, either from table or from plank. Okay, I gave you a little break just now, so maybe try your plank. Feet wide though to give you a little more base of support. And here we go. To the shoulder, down. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Watch those hips. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Okay, so tendency, and I'm doing it myself, is to have the head hanging down. Try to keep your eyes forward and go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Woohoo! All right, let's set up into our bridge one more time. Here we go. Ankles underneath knees. 2 fist distance apart. Lift your hips as you lift your weights up towards the ceiling. We're going to inhale, lower hips down. Exhale, push up. Inhale, open those arms out wide. Exhale, bring them wide and back together again. Okay, bear hugs and reverse bear hugs. Good. Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woohoo! Bring it down. Nice job. So that's about 40 minutes of, well, let's say 30 minutes of pretty intense work. We're going to move on to a little bit of ab work now. But of course, all work is ab work if you're working your core correctly. All right, so let's start with just a simple dead bug, also known as upside down table. All right, so hands are going to reach to the ceiling, and you're going to lift your knees so that they're right over your hips. Think of this as being table. We were just doing tons of tables before, so this is an upside down table. Shins are parallel to the floor and ceiling. Your feet could be pointed or flexed. It doesn't matter. What does matter, however, is if you try to slide your hand underneath your back and you're arching, we don't want that. So I want you to press down so much in your spine that if I were trying to slide my hand underneath, it wouldn't go through. And here we're just going to breathe. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling like you're blowing out through a straw. Good. And keep going. One more. Good. Release that down. So you notice that from a simple exercise that actually feels like quite a bit of work. Okay, let's hug the knees from behind the thigh in towards the chest. And we're going to roll up to balance on our tailbone as we lift our shins up. And we're going to hold on to the back of the thigh here. Let that help you. So broaden across the collarbone, let the shoulders slide down the back, gaze upward towards where your wall and ceiling meet. And just for a little entertainment, circle at your ankles. I get bored in this pose. I really hate it, but it's kind of a staple. Good. Let's hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. No equipment, all right? No equipment for this next dead bug, but you're definitely going to feel something here. So let's lift those knees. We're coming back into our table position. I want you to take your left hand and press it onto your left leg, just above the knee. Now, I want you to press your leg into your hand, and now take your right arm, right leg away from center and come back. 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't forget about that leg in the hand. 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Switch sides. Right hand on the right thigh. Push that knee into there and then reach away. 8, 7. So left side. 6, 5. Don't forget about that right leg in the hand. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, take a break for a second. Let's bring the feet wide. Let's touch the knees together and just breathe for a sec. And do a little slow windshield wiper, okay? Because it's a lot what we've been doing already. Good. All right, let's bring the legs back up from behind the thigh. Hold on and roll up, and see if you can roll up this time and get right into your boat pose. Now, if you want to, you can keep holding on your hands with your thighs, or you can start to reach your hands forward. Whatever you want to do with your feet, if you want to entertain yourself. Once again, we're looking to where the wall and ceiling meet, broad across the collarbone, nice, easy, long neck, and holding again for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down. Beautiful. All right, one more dead bug, and then we'll finish with that. We'll go on to some stretching. Let's roll to the side and grab our weights. And lift those weights up towards the ceiling. And once again, come into your upside down table. So knees are going to come up. What we're going to do is we're going to hold here, but I want you to lift your head now. Now, as you lift your head, you may start to feel some strain in your neck. So if that happens, you can always lower your head back down, at least temporarily, and then you can always lift it back up. We're going to take the right arm and bend it alongside the ribs, and then push back up, and then the left arm and push back up. So at any given time, one of your weights is always up facing the ceiling. The other one comes down towards you, bending at the elbow alongside your ribs. Keep holding your head up unless you feel too much strain, in which case you lower it down. But we're going to deal with the strain in a moment anyway. So if you can stand it, stay here. But never push past a point of feeling uncomfortable or pain. No sharp pain ever allowed in my classes, okay? Sharp pain, you stop immediately. All right, let's bring it down. And before we do anything, let's just rock the head from side to side, right? I promised you we'd take care of that strain. Here we're doing it. Rocking from side to side, nice and easy. Good. Okay, let's move the weights off to the side. And let's hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a big hug. And just rock from side to side here. And use your floor kind of like a foam roller. I want you to feel your lower spine being massaged by your floor. See, I saved you so much money on a massage. Not that you could get one anyway right now, but you don't even need to have a foam roller. I mean, it's nice to have a foam roller, but in the absence of one, this is a nice way to get a little massage in the lower back. Okay, from here, let's keep the knees together, and let's roll up to sit. I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to do. Let's bring the feet together with the knees apart and bring your feet in pretty close to each other. You're going to hold on to the tops of your toes, and I'd like you to find some roundness in your spine and breathe into the back of your body. And as you exhale, you're going to keep your elbows inside as you press your elbows down into your shins and reach forward. Hold and breathe. Good. So just getting a little length in the spine. Maybe you're feeling a little stretch on the inside of your hips. You might even feel a little bit going down the leg, maybe a little. Good. Let's come on back up. And we're going to fold the left knee over the right knee and take the left knee out to the side. So the left knee is in line with the left hip, and the left foot is just hanging out back there. It doesn't have to do anything special. You'll shift your right shin in towards the center and flex your right foot. We're going to take a side bend, bring the right forearm to the floor, and reach over with the left arm. Now I want you to imagine you're leaning back against a wall again, and from here, just press into that forearm so that you're getting a little more space between the ear and shoulder. Great. Breathing in, breathing out. Another breath. Then as you exhale, let's come on up, and we're going to drape over the right leg. Now you might want to start in front of the right knee, especially if you know you have kind of tighter or stiff hips. So you might start there. But if you know that you're kind of good to go for the forward, then you can bring it forward. I would encourage you to rest your forehead on your hands or fists. So here, just getting a nice external rotation in the right hip, a little internal rotation on the left hip, just what the doctor ordered. This is a very stressful time. Stress is manifested in the body in all different places, all over the body. A lot of times people complain of tightness in the hips, shoulders, and jaw. So that's the trifecta there. Good. Let's bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and let's bring the feet back together again. But this time, instead of bringing the feet close to you, I want you to take your feet a little further out. So this in yoga is called Tarasana or star pose. Otherwise, the shape of this is pretty much the same. We're going to walk the fingertips forward, round the spine, and we're going to grab hold of those toes, but we're going to take the elbows outside the shins instead of inside. Now from here, you may be aware that along the outer edges of your hips, as they're going into your thigh, you may feel a little sensation there. It's kind of where your IT band starts or inserts. We've gotten away from saying origin and insertion, but where it attaches. That's where I feel it. Maybe you feel it there too. Good. Then let's roll back up. Bring your feet in a little closer. Let's fold that right knee over the left knee. Take the right knee out to the side. Once again, it's right alongside the hip. Really, you're just making like a double Z with your legs. Let's take our side bend to the left side as we reach over. Press into that left forearm again as you reach that right arm over. Hold and breathe. Lean back as if there were a wall there behind you. Then we're going to come back up and once again drape forward. Good. So you can either drape forward over your left knee or over your left shin. Either one is fine. Find what works for you. Find what feels right to you. We're trying to stretch. We're not trying to push past any range of motion. Just a natural range of motion that feels like a nice stretch. There's no benefit in overstretching connective tissue, ligaments and tendons. In fact, it's contraindicated. A little bit of stretch is fine. There, in the muscles, certainly plenty of stretch is available. Good. And then let's bring those hands once again, be underneath the shoulders, lifting up. Let's bring the legs straight out in front. And we'll start by bringing the hands behind you. Instead of having the fingertips pointing towards your seat, have your fingertips pointing out to the side and push into the floor with your elbows just a tiny bit bent, almost as if you were going to lift your seat off of the floor. Legs are pretty straight, but they could definitely have a bit of a bend to them, just a micro bend, and then all toes point up towards the ceiling. Hold and breathe. Push the floor away. Lift a bit from the collarbone and maybe even lift to gaze to where the wall and ceiling meet. Good. Now you can hold here, or if you'd like to, you can turn this into an upside down table. We're still going to keep the hands facing out rather than facing in. It's a little bit of a different way of doing it, a little safer for the shoulders. Good. Breathing in, zip up from the hips, push into your feet, lengthen at the neck. Good, and release back down. All right, let's do a little spinal twist. So we're going to roll down, hug the knees in. We're going to keep the knees kind of together until we roll to the side. So let's open out the arms to a T and let the knees fall to the left side. You may notice that your knees separated. That's okay. No need to force them to be pressing onto each other. We're trying to get a little more twist in the thoracic spine here. So keep your shoulders on the floor. Good. Too many times we're working from the lumbar spine, and that ends up giving us some injuries sometimes. Okay, so your chin can be facing upward or facing to the right side of your body, whichever you prefer. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Let's bring those knees back up. Once again, our sacrum is kind of flat to the floor right now. Then open up those arms and take your knees over to the right side. So if you notice, your hips are still kind of stacked on top of each other. And they might not be completely straight on top of each other, but more that the lower back is more intact, and the twist is happening more from your thoracic spine. Once again, chin could be facing the ceiling or facing now to the left side. Hold and breathe. Good. Beautiful. Let's hug the knees back in and roll. Let's see, you can roll up and down if that feels good for you, or just roll to the side and find our way into table, and then lift up into a pike, down dog, whatever you want to call it. Bend the knees a little, reach your seat up and back, lengthening through the spine, and then straighten your right leg as you keep your left knee bent and hold. Breathe in and breathe out, shake the head gently. Rebend your right knee, straighten your left leg and hold. Push the floor away so you're getting some nice stretch in the shoulders as well. Great. Rebend both knees. Once again, push the floor away, lift your seat up, keep the knees slightly bent, get a little deeper into those hamstrings as you lift your seat up, and even keep those heels a little closer to the floor. Good. Walk your hands and feet back towards each other. And once again, targeting the hamstrings, bend the knees a little bit and grab hold of your opposite elbows. Let the head hang down. Shake it, yes and no. Okay, so seat lifts, so you feel the pull going down what I call the belly of your hamstrings here. Big breath. And then release your hands and slowly roll up. Good. Let's bring the arms to lift up overhead. Float the left arm down, reach the right arm higher and lean into the left side. Hold and breathe. Come back to center. Switch, lifting the left arm up and taking it over to the right side and hold and breathe. Good, let's come back to center. Let's lift both arms up. Good, as you exhale, bring your hands together, interlace them, and then bring them down and open, push them forward. Move from the T-spine, from your shoulder blades, and then lift the arms up, gaze upward, release the hands up and down, back. Let's do that again, pushing forward and lifting up, back, down, around, and one more time, pushing forward. Good, up, back, down, around. We're going to interlace the hands behind the back or grab hold of opposite wrists. You're going to shrug the shoulders back a little bit and keep your feet a little wide here. Press down with the hands, gaze upward. Once again, where the wall and ceiling meet, not the ceiling, but where the wall and ceiling meet. We want to keep that neck nice and mobile. Pulling down with the hands, shoulders easy, big breath. As you exhale, bend your knees and dive over the legs. Let the head release down. Once again, shake it out. If you do not like having your head below your heart that much, you can stay standing. From here, depending on your shoulders, you may be able to lift your hands a little higher. I don't have very mobile shoulders, so this is as far as I go. Take a breath, then release down. From here, in your wide straddle, I'd like you to walk your hands towards your right foot. Hold onto your right ankle with your left hand, lift the right arm up. Now check where your hips are. They may have floated over to the right side. Try to recenter them as you get this twist. Great. Big breath. Release down. Walk your hands to the left ankle. Right hand holds the left ankle. Lift that left arm up. Once again, check where your hips are. And yes, your knees can have a micro bend. Good. Release back down. Slowly roll back up. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhale and exhale. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me with Quaran-Tone. Beautiful.